Alright, so today's video is kind of a test video. I got a new camera for Christmas, something pretty decent. Hopefully the resolution is good. I've tried to make a Blood Bowl video like 4 times over and I could not get this camera to work because in 4D, like something with the memory card or whatever. So I knocked the resolution down and we'll see what happens. But basically this is a test video, but it's actually informative, and I'm going to be going over my setup for building and painting miniatures on my thing. So the first thing I have is the screen mat, which is an outdoor carpet, and it's on a regular folding table. And then so that's what we play on usually, is the screen mat. And you know, I do a lot of videos on this thing with setup and everything. And then next I have a piece of cardboard to protect the screen mat from drips and spills. And then on top of that I have this piece of paper towel. And here's my paper towels. I'm trying to run these out as much as I can. And then a cutting / measuring board here. Okay, so now all my stuff is in all of these different coffee cups. All different kinds. Just spare whatever we had laying around. So the first one and most important is the water one. You gotta have fresh water all the time. Usually I gotta keep an eye on this because if I turn my back, my cat is gonna sneak in here and drink all that dirty water for whatever reason. The next one is my brush cup, and here are all my brushes here. And most of them are kind of, you know, hobby store trash brushes. I got a couple Citadel brushes in there and a couple Games Workshop brushes, and some you know, some really nice ones for eyeballs and high details. My next important cup is my tool cup here, and I have a small pair of pliers and a pair of wire nippers for cutting stuff off of sprues, some generic hobby knives, and some green stuff manipulators. And the final thing in here that's really important is my pin vise. I have extra bits for this in the bottom, but here's my pin vise. I believe this is a Citadel pin vise, if I'm not correct. So next one is all my glues. So I have regular super glue and plastic glue. I also have some other different types of stuff in there. Some fingernail polish to coat things if I want to mask something off or if I want to protect something from getting scratched. And then I have some RTV sealant. The next one, this is like my everything else category. Some dry brush brushes, toothbrushes, and some really, really cheap brushes, and some Sharpies. And in the bottom I have some paper clips and rubber bands. Paper clips I use to clip and use as pins when I'm pinning arms and legs and weapons on different dudes. And then over here to the right is my paint mixer, which you guys should have seen in some of the videos. And then I have this rinse dry, which you can use to make inks and washes with. And next I have a coping saw or a chop saw, very fine tooth, so that I can cut plastic and balsa wood, things like that. And this one I haven't used yet. This is a coffee frother, apparently. And apparently it's good to mix apple barrel paints. I had to cut this tip down right here, which was a super pain in the butt. I burned up 2 wire cutters because that stuff is so hard. I wrecked them trying to get that thing cut. I finally had to use a pair of lineman's pliers for it. And next I have this, which is my display board. This is it's very small. It's made of wood. This is really nice for when you're painting something. You want to see what it's going to look like on the table. So you can just kind of put them up on different elevations here and see if they're working for you or if they're not working. You've probably seen this in some videos. It works really well as a reference to see if you like what you're doing or if you need to start over. And next is, this is like where I keep all my other stuff. Like there's a lot of glue and the here's my paint. I could keep it on this carousel, which in theory spins. I just dropped a bunch of stuff, but there's all my paints. And then down here I have like my washes, my Ziploc bags, and stuff like that. So that's my video, and I'll show you a tour of the studio in the next one.